It is a beautiful Saturday afternoon for baseball at Hawks Field at Haymarket Park in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's opening weekend for Big Ten Conference play as the Illinois Fighting Illini take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Doleman alongside former Husker standout Jeff Lisey. So good to have you with us on a beautiful spring day in Lincoln. This is game 2 of a 3-game series to open up Big Ten Conference play for these two teams. And last night, Nebraska won it by a score of 8-4. And Jeff, Illinois said it was kind of a microcosm of their season. Some good, some not so good. And that's why they're just above 500. For Nebraska, it was maybe the most complete game of the season for them. Here's a look at the potent lineup for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, who are hitting .330 as a team. Bryce Matthews leads it off. He'll be followed by Dylan Carey. Then Max Anderson, who homered last night. He hits in the 3 spot, plays second base. Josh Karen is the catcher. He'll hit in the 4 spot. Charlie Fisher is in right, batting 5th. Batting 6th is Griffin Everett, the Lincoln native. Batting in the 7th spot is Ben Columbus. Cole Evans plays left field. He'll hit 8th. And batting 9th is the center fielder, Casey Burnham. Defensively for the Illini, Milton McDonald and Mormon around the outfield. They've had some problems finding somebody to have some consistency in right field. Mormon's getting the shot today. Comia, Heza, Harding, and Westcott around the infield, 3rd to 1st. Schroeder will do the catching for Julius Sanchez, who is 0-2 on this freshman season, and his ERA, Jeff, +8.
Yeah, not necessarily the ERA you want from a starting pitcher, but like you said, I mean, he's a freshman. He's got good stuff, and he's a guy that Illinois wants to rely on. And as we enter Big Ten play, really important for them to find those starting roles. Big opportunity here for Julius Sanchez.
But do you want to find a freshman like that to be your Saturday guy or your Sunday guy?
If he can deliver, you'll take him wherever you can get him, right? But, yeah, needs to be in the zone today. Saw the numbers on him. He's going to be in the low 90s with the fastball, has a curveball and changeup as well. And needs to get ahead of these Nebraska hitters. It's such a potent lineup like we talked about, and has to be working ahead in counts.
Turning on the first pitch and drilling it to left field is Bryce Matthews, and that ball is gone. Well, I was about to say Nebraska jumped out to a 5-0 lead last night. Here on one pitch, 1 out of the park.
You couldn't really get to a better start for Nebraska. They get out of the first inning, the top of 1 in 7 pitches, and then pitch number 1, Bryce Matthews gets a fastball right down the heart of the plate, and he absolutely hammered that baseball off the roof.
And the catch off the ricochet in the concession stand out in left field. Nice play all around at Haymarket Park.
I don't know what was better, the catch or the celebration after the catch.
You used to make plays like that, didn't you? Back when you were in the outfield, just catching them off the buildings,
yeah, not
fences?
Not necessarily off the building.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if I celebrated anything like that either, the high step.
So 1 pitch and 1 run in. Here's Dylan Carey, Husker third baseman. A ball and a strike to him.
Really impressive for Dylan Carey as a true freshman from Colorado. You know, Nebraska expected big things out of him, but not only to be able to start, but hit at the top of this potent Nebraska lineup. He's been doing big things all year.
And he launches one to left, and that ball, like Matthews, is also gone. Back-to-back shots to left for the Big Red, and it's 2-0 Huskers.
How about that? Talking about big things from Dylan Carey. Gets a pitch out over the plate that he can hand on. Again, both those pitches that were hit out of the park were up in the zone, about belt-high fastballs out over the middle of the plate, and Dylan Carey got every piece of that baseball.
So you've given up back-to-back home runs to Matthews and to Carey, and now you have to face Max Anderson, who's hitting .439. He homered last night. Checked his swing, and it's 0-1. Wow, what a start for the Big Red, and what a rough start for Sanchez.
You know, we talked about how he had to be ahead in counts, but you can't leave fastballs up in the zone, right? This Nebraska lineup is so good. You make a mistake like that, and they're going to punish it.
That's a bit low, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Max Anderson probably, I mean, this is the guy that has the most raw power on the team, and he can hit the ball out to all fields. Last night, like you mentioned, hit the home run. It was an oppo jack to right field last night.
Off speed, and that misses, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And all of this support, a couple of runs in, but the momentum clearly grabbed by Nebraska early in support of Jace Kaminska, who was very efficient in the top half of the first.
Yeah, you couldn't draw it up any better, right? Have a 7-pitch top of the first and then back-to-back jacks.
Popped off right side, and that drifts into the berm. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I was talking about Max Anderson's power to all fields. That's what makes him such a good hitter. He can hit the ball to all fields. He takes what a pitcher gives him. He's hitting, what do we say, 434, 439 on the season, has 4 home runs. Again, he doesn't try and do too much. Takes what the pitcher gives him, and you make a mistake, he'll absolutely punish the baseball.
See how tough he is with 2 strikes. That's just away, and the count moves full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Still nobody down. Bottom half of the first inning, and 2 runs are in for Nebraska. The last time Nebraska had back-to-back home runs in an inning, you go back to Karen and Fisher in the 9th inning against South Alabama back on February 26th, so just about a month ago. 3-2 pitch, and this is grounded left side. Easy hopper for the shortstop, and the play is made. That's Haza. And there's 1 down in the Husker half of inning 1.
Yeah, and I like the pitch there. I mean, it's a 3-2 breaking ball to Max Anderson, and you start to see more of that these days. But again, I mean, you throw him a fastball there, and it could be an absolute mistake. But you see the breaking ball gets Max Anderson out in front of the pitch, gets him to roll over, and easy ground ball to short.
That'll bring Josh Karen to the plate. Sophomore out of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Karen 6 foot, 215 pounds. First pitch of ball 1-0. Karen on the season hitting .352. That's very respectable. Would lead most teams. It's just that Matthews is hitting .405 and Anderson .439. Again off speed and again missing. 2 balls and no strikes. Nebraska is one of just 7 teams in the country with 2 hitters hitting over .400 at this stage of the season. 2 regulars.
Yeah, and you look at Josh Karen. I mean, he as a freshman, a little bit up and down year last year. He's made the jump that you want to see, right? As a sophomore, he's made the jump. He's been the everyday catcher behind the plate, doing a nice job back there. And then offensively, as you mentioned, he's .350 hitter, a few home runs, sprays the ball to all fields. He's done a really nice job, and again made the jump that Nebraska needed from Josh Karen.
3 home runs on the season, but 13 runs driven in. And that's called a strike. That might have been pulled back in by the catcher, Schroeder. And the count 2-2 with 1 down. Charlie Fisher would follow. Way outside, and again, the count's been worked full. So a couple of quick home runs by Matthews and Carey in their at-bats, and Anderson and now Karen, back-to-back hitters, have worked it full.
And he went with a 3-2 breaker to Max Anderson. Be interesting to see what he goes with here.
Tapped at the plate, and we'll do it again. Sanchez is working from the stretch. Nobody on.
Yeah, and you'll see that a little bit more these days than you used to, right? And some guys, you know, maybe they grew up a bullpen guy or just feel like they get a little more consistency. Some windups are even pretty simple and almost resemble a stretch.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 away. Off the plate outside, and Karen draws a 1-out walk.
I like the at-bat by Karen. Fouled off a couple tough pitches. Didn't chase anything. Able to draw the 1-out walk, get a base runner aboard.
Just the 6th time this season that Karen has drawn the free pass, and that'll bring up Charlie Fisher, left-handed hitting right fielder for the Huskers. Graduate senior, transferred to Nebraska after 4 years at Southern Miss. First pitch fouled away, 0-1.
and Fisher really the only guy in the Nebraska lineup that wasn't seeing the ball well last night, right? A little bit of a rough night with 4 punch-outs, but Fisher's a guy that I know this coaching staff absolutely loves. They said in talking to Coach Boulder this week that Fisher was a godsend coming from Southern Miss, high-energy guy, big-time leader for him.
Letter high fastball, and Fisher's behind 0-2. Yeah, if there's one thing that this guy, well, I should say a couple things. One is experience, but personality. And maybe that's one thing that was missing most last year, that offseason that Nebraska had, was just that clubhouse guy that keeps things loose in a long season. This is popped off to the left side. Drifting back is Heza, and he can't make the play. And going into second base is Karen. And the Huskers have runners at first and second, still just one down. Well, that is that very bright sunshine, and that really bothered Heza. Milton came in, but he gave way to the shortstop.
Yeah, and I know it's a tough ball with the sun, as you mentioned, but that's a play that you got to make. And really, to me, that's the left fielder's ball. You can see Milton out and left, kind of standing there watching. He's got to go get that ball and attack it. And again, for a shortstop, for an infielder, that's a lot tougher play. So I'd like to see my outfielder come attack that baseball and take charge, make the catch.
2 aboard for Griffin Everett. Senior out of Lincoln, swinging at the first pitch and fouling that back, and that's going to reach the seats. Yeah, is that play more on the left fielder than it is on the shortstop? Shouldn't Milton have called him off?
I think so. I mean, again, it's a tough play for your shortstop going back on the ball. As an outfielder, you've got to come get it, be aggressive, and really, I mean, you've got a freshman pitcher on the mound, right, that's had some struggles this year, gives up 2 home runs to start the bottom of the first, and we'll see if that play matters in this inning at all, but that's one you have to have, and as a coach, you expect your outfielder to make.
Critical moment here for Illinois. 2 runs are already in. That's off speed for a strike to Everett. And he's behind now 0-2. But you've got 2 runs in on back-to-back home runs by Bryce Matthews and Dylan Carey. You got the ground out off the bat of Max Anderson. But then Karen and Fisher have both reached. One via the walk and one via an error. Are they going to call it a base hit? Not an error on the shortstop. So a base hit for Fisher. That's the 3rd hit of the inning. Down goes Griffin Everett, so now there's 2 away.
And we're in the bottom of 1, but this is kind of a big at bat, right? I mean, Illinois is already down 2 runs. They lost game 1 last night, and you have the young pitcher on the mound. He's had some ups and downs. Big for him to get out of this inning.
7th hitter to the plate in the bottom half of the first. It's Ben Columbus from North Vancouver, British Columbia, Nebraska's first baseman. Columbus on the season, respectable at .280. 14th start, 18th appearance of the season. Does not have a home run. He's driven in 9. Ground ball right side, bounces into the glove of the first baseman. Westcott flips it to the pitcher. He can't make the play, and everybody's safe. Throw down to second, and Fisher is back. So now the bases are loaded for Cole Evans.
Yeah, that's another one. Again, you just have to make those plays. You have to get yourself out of the inning. Right there, a fairly routine ground ball, and really one that Sanchez, I think he just took his eye off it. You can see he did. Definitely just took his eye off the baseball, looking for the bag. And so you got to catch it first, step on first, and get yourself out of the inning. But that's one, again, that could be costly. Cole Evans has been red hot for Nebraska.
And here he is, first pitch, swing and a miss. Last night, Nebraska got a lot of production from the bottom third of its lineup. 12 hits in the game for the Huskers. They out-hit Illinois 12-6. But the bottom third of the order collected 6 hits on the night, and 4 of those 6 coming in the first 3 innings. Evans at .381. Fooled there. He's behind 0-2. Boy, this would be a big out for Julius Sanchez.
Huge out for Sanchez. And on the flip side for Nebraska, big opportunity to start to pull away here early in this game. They've been gifted a couple of base runners, a couple extra outs, and big opportunity for Evans at the plate.
In the dirt, blocked by the catcher Schroeder. Josh Caron is the runner at third base. Charlie Fisher behind him at second. Columbus the runner at first. 2 are in, 2-0 Nebraska, 2 outs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just missed, 2-2.
And a pretty good 1-2 pitch there from Sanchez. Goes down and away with the fastball. If Evans swings at that, he's probably not going to be a productive swing. That's a good pitch, good miss of the pitcher. Now he's got to go right at him and try and get the out right here.
Way outside, that gets away from the catcher. That's going to bring Josh Caron in with the 3rd run of the inning. And Fisher and Columbus move up and both into scoring position. 3-0 Nebraska.
Yeah, the story of this inning, I mean, you obviously start the inning with the 2 home runs, but now that's 3 extra bases Illinois has given Nebraska in this inning from mistakes, miscues on the Illinois side. And those are the things at this level of play and in conference play that just eat at you as a coach, right? And we'll see how the game goes and how it unfolds, but you look back on a game, and I mean, that certainly is a run that can't happen for Illinois.
The count full for Evans. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. And that is hit hard. Wide of third, and the count remains full. Cole is a junior from Grand Island. 6'1", 200-pounder. Played briefly at Creighton and transferred to Parkland College. Last 2 seasons of his junior college career, 376, 19 home runs. Waved at and missed, and Nebraska strands 2, but it is a productive inning for the Big Red. Nebraska scores 3 runs on 3 hits. The big blast, the first one, came on the first pitch. Bryce Matthews launched one deep to left, and Dylan Carey followed. And Nebraska took a 2-0 lead, added another, and in control in Lincoln.